Hello everyone, welcome back to the FastAPI series. In this video, we will learn how HTTP header works in FastAPI. We will try to cover reading headers like user agent, sending custom headers, securing APIs using API keys, reusing headers using dependency. We will test everything using Postman as we have done in the previous video. And by the end of this video, you will clearly understand how header flows from client to FastAPI. Now, the first question is, what are headers? Headers are metadata sent with every HTTP request. They are commonly used for the purpose of authentication with the help of API keys token, um, tracking request, content negotiation, client information. For examples, user agent, authorization, X API key, and we can also create custom headers like X token. So let's first look at the first example, which I'm going to show you. So I'm going to import the library and I'm going to create the fast API object. After that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create two get methods. So first is the get method with slash employees, and then we have one more method, which is the secure secure get method. Okay, you can see here. So I'm going to save this one and let me run this particular code. So 19 headers parameters. Yes, it has started running. So first we are going to look into this particular get method, hash employees. So what it is saying that we have to include um, uh, two headers. One is the user agent and one is the X token. But here both of them are the optional. You can see here we have put as default is equal to null. We have defined them as optional. So even if you don't define, it's not going to give you an error. So let me show you. So now I go to this one. And if I go here into the authorization, into the body, and I just do send, you can see here it's showing X token is equal to 123 because I have a specified X token is equal to 123. So if I, let's say, if I remove this particular X token, so again, then I'm going to get X token is equal to null, but it's not going to give me an error because we have defined it as a non-optional or as an optional, sorry, not non-optional, as an optional. So if it, so this is the way we can do that. The other thing is like now we are going to look into this method get slash secure, this method. So I'm going to go to this one, and here you can see that the logic here is like you have to provide this X API key where this is the password, and if this password is not present, if some different password is present, then it's going to give us a message called as invalid API key. Otherwise, it's going to show authorized. So what I have done here, I have provided this X API key, I have provided this password, and I'm going to do the send. So you can see here it's showing authorized. Let's say if I change this to something like random values apart from the defined value. So you can see here I'm getting the invalid API type. So what I meant to say here is like header, the header method which is defined here, you can see here the header method which is being defined in both of the get methods tells fast API to read values from HTTP headers. Header names automatically convert the user agent which is being defined here and the X token into, and please remember these are case sensitive. So it's not like that if you have provided something like this, X is capital, and in the Postman you have defined it as a small x. So it should be always uh, as per the what is actually defined, and they are case sensitive. So uh, what I mean to say here is like uh, you can see here in this this was about this particular example. Now we are going to look into the next example where we are using the header with the help of the dependencies. So dependencies is another very huge topic which I'm going to cover in the future classes. But as of now, I'm going to show you how we can create put the we are going to use the headers with dependency. So first, I'm going to import the libraries. Then I'm going to create the fast IBA object. Then after that, I'm going to create a kind of a class where I'm defining the headers. the common headers which we want in our so we have defined host, save data, and these X tag and all these things. So you can see here trace parent here is the optional, and if modified since is also optional, but rest of them are like host, save data, X tag, so they are mandatory. You have to provide them. And now in the next example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to define the common headers. So you can see here, I have defined the common headers. Host is a header, save data is a header, defining them with the help of the header method. And I'm going to return this common headers inside my response. And here I'm going to call this particular method. Okay. So now what's happening here is, let me run this particular code and we see. So how we have done here is like uh, we have used the dependency for creating this method. Okay, so what we are doing here is you can see here we have used depend. Okay, so with the help of the dependencies, we can reuse the header logic. Like we can define it again and again. Here we can change the logic of the headers. We can validate the headers centrally. Okay, that one point we have defined it, and we can when it calls this method, we can validate the values. This is way where we can keep the endpoints clean and share headers across multiple APIs. So let's say I have defined one API here, one API method, get method. I can also create a post API method, and I can share this particular header here, which is being defined with the help of this depends keyword. Okay, so this is the advantage. And in the when we are building any kind of a production code, we use these kind of methods. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this particular code, enter. I'm going to this one, get data. So let me run this particular code. So here you can see I'm getting this error that we have something missing. We have the header missing. We have the save data missing. These two parameters are missing. So because here we have defined these values as a uh, so these values as the mandatory, which headers should be present in the host is there. You can see here. Then we have save data. So save data I'm going to add. So it should be a kind of let's say save data. Put it as a true. And then what are the else things? But rest of them are kind of an optional. So even and then we have the X tag. So X tag also I'm going to provide X tag, and I just provide, let's say, okay. And then I'm going to run this. So now you can see it is a successful response because I have provided all the mandatory headers inside it. We can also provide this one if modified since, and we can put it at something like some values we can give it random. And then we also have X transparent, transparent, sorry, not transparent, transparent. So we can just put some values here, and then we can send it, and you can see here we have got all those values. Okay, here if modified since, we have to provide the data date 21/01 2026, and let's say enter. So I think we have provided in a rock format, so we have to see how the format should be there. Modified since data. Okay, so I think it is, that's why it's giving me an error. It's not giving me an error because it should be a kind of a date, like kind of a thing. So yeah, so this way, what we have, we can define uh, multiple parameters, and we can use the depends method, so that with the help of the depends method, we can use the same headers in different endpoints. So headers are preferred over every query parameter for authentication and metadata, uh, and while request bodies are for data. So that's why it's good to use the headers for this purpose. So yeah, this was all about this in this video. Hope you like this video. And if you have any questions regarding headers, please feel free to write down in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching this video.